Hey everyone, Jermaine again. Bit of a surprise, a treat for us today. I have some videoing some comics from Indonesia. I got these this morning. I'm quite happy with them. They've taken a long time to hunt down them. And then once I had them hunt down, I had to try and buy them, which was, again, took a little while as well. But the seller was gracious enough to sell them to me. As you can see, the condition on some of these aren't that good, but these are from around the 70s, around the 70s, maybe even the 60s. And I've done some research, and I think these are the Maranatha publishers. There's been 3 publishers in Indonesia. There was one in 1980, which is a little bit easier to find, but the comic is just a standalone comic. It's still quite hard to get a hold of. These are from Maranatha, and then there was another one called Semarang, which is Samerang, I believe it is. But like I said, these are very hard to find. I've been looking for them for about 3 or 4 years. I spent probably about 3 hours solid just hunting down one lead from another, and then I found this guy. As you can see, this one's with the Phantom on the cover. It's quite thick, and then this one with the Superman on the cover is a lot thinner. And so I just want to give you so that's what they look like. This is a free comic, and as you can see, they're quite larger than a free comic. So they're about just under half the size. And these will be quite rare. Like the guy that I brought them off said that he doesn't know of these being sold outside of Indonesia, and he's quite a knowledgeable guy. He's one of his passions is to keep the Indonesian comics that have been created in Indonesia to stay in Indonesia and not going over offshore. So so pretty excited about these. Okay, so let's have a look at them. So let's have a look at the Superman first. Now, I believe these are created actually by a local Indonesian artist. Now, so as you can see, Superman. There's a real almost a Don Newton style to some of this artwork. Let's just go to the Phantom comic. So as you can see. So Maranatha, which was in, so there's Maranatha there, and then it's got a little bit of the publication information, talks about Tarzan, Spider-Man, got absolutely no idea who that is. They also do Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, so I think they did quite a lot. Now, from my research, that they were all ripped. All these stories were ripped off, were just like recreated from scratch. Now, I don't believe any of them would be licensed. Now, some of them are interesting because like the Phantom actually has a different look and a different design. Like on some of them, he's actually got a P in his chest, kind of like the way the Superman would with an S, but with the Phantom. So I believe I cannot read Indonesian, but. So it's quite crudely done, it's not in line, it's slanty, but the Phantom looks alright. His face is a little bit weird, but it looks very, I wouldn't say Sky Barry, it looks a bit of Carlos, and maybe a bit of Carlos and a bit of Hermaine, and then if you look in some of the interior work, there's definitely, there's a bit of bottom. There's definitely a bit of Newton. Now, when I first saw this, I actually thought this was the Phantom, and I thought, oh wow, they've really changed the design of it. But if we continue to scroll through it, we will see Kit Walker in his trench coat, which looks very, probably very Barry-ish. It's kind of hard. There's the Phantom fighting. Or even, I can't remember that guy, but there's that Nut Westford or Nut Kurt, someone who did a lot of the early Semiac work. It kind of looks very similar as that. So yeah, so as I was saying, I thought this was actually the Phantom until I actually saw the two of them together, so you know, the Phantom actually waxed this guy out. So yeah, so it's interesting. So this is what the Indonesian comics look like. So this is the first one, the one with the Superman on the cover. Sorry about this, it's kind of hard holding the thing at the same time. So that's that one. And then this one, which is in a lot better condition, has got the Phantom punching some fat guy on the... So yeah, so just bear with me for a second. Alright, so yep, so I've got my wife to hold it now. So this is the second one that I've got, which is number 1, which I guess makes it even more rarer. Again, I believe these are the Maranatha publishers, but I'm not 100% sure. Now there is some writing on there, so that looks like this one is 2nd of July 1975. So I'm assuming that this is when this was released, was July 75, which is, you know, quite rare, quite old. So this is where I was telling you before about how you had the Phantom with the P on his chest, which is quite interesting. You know, the artwork, this artwork here, as you can tell, is definitely a different style of before. This is definitely very Newtonish. It's got the, you know, the heavy shadows. It's got the same style as speech bubbles and all that. So, you know, I'm assuming, you know, he was even the people have that. I'm assuming he might have always, you know, it might be nice to think that he was a bit of a hero to some of these local Indonesian artists, and then they copied his style a bit. So there's the Skull Throne, which looks pretty cool. I know Keith Chatio, the Australian artist, did the teeth, so that was pretty cool. We'll just zoom into that a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty neat. So I believe this is actually Diana. Where are we? Yeah, so I'm assuming that's what Diana means in Indonesian. But again, you know, normally 1-2 panels a page, except some of them have got a little bit bigger. Don't know why she would be having stars on her chest, but never mind. That's interesting, the Skull Throne with a big skull ahead of it. So yeah, so this is what, it's actually quite ingenious artwork, because it's using different, you know, like full panels. It's got like the Phantom coming out of the 2 panels. So I believe this is actually all one story. And of course you can see this has got the P on the Phantom as well. So it's definitely our Phantom, but it's, I believe, now I could be mistaken, but there's no skull rings, which is interesting. I'm 98% certain that this is not licensed by King Features, because I would not believe that they would allow the P on the chest, no skull rings. There's this little bit between the arm and the suit is not visible as well. It's almost like it's a suit that goes all the way to his fingers. So yeah, so just having a look, I'll just keep flicking through it. I've got to say, I'm pretty stoked about this. So this is page 53. So, you know, full page again. Now I believe this is about, yeah. So this is 129, 130 pages. This one. Now, this is actually a little bit better here. So I might just get you to zoom into this one. That says number 153, 2nd of July 75, and I'll just go back to the front and see if that's 152. Yeah, so this is number, I don't know, it says number 1, but it almost looks like it's number 152, but it's definitely done in the 2nd of July, and then it looks like that, you know, this is only a part of the story, and you've got the next part, which is in number 153 or number 2. So yeah, that's a pretty cool drawing there. It's a nice action shot. I'll get my hand out of the way. Sorry. Yeah. So they're the 2 Indonesian comics. Now I believe there was also a set of trading cards that released in Indonesia now it's definitely in the 1990s. Sorry, I had to take that off the wife again. It's definitely the 1990s. My contact says it's 1990. Although some of the artwork looks like it's been taken off from the Phantom 2040. So I believe it might be a little bit later, but either still. So yeah, so it's interesting to see that the Phantom has had a little bit of a history with Indonesia. Yeah, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed having a look at some history. And then, yeah, any questions or anything like that, please get in contact with me. All right, thanks guys, bye.